called Far Cry 5, for Far Cry 5 called Mapmaker. And, we've been doing a series of Let's Plays and tutorial streams and all cool fun stuff. And today we are back with our tutorial streams. And this one is going to be, how to do walls and structures. So placing buildings, placing structures, and doing walls. I mean actually like high fortified walls, not just like, simple walls. But we'll get into simple walls as well. So for any map, and I've already started here, any map that I build, I always like to mark off my my boundaries, especially wall maps. Because wall maps, you want everything even. That's why I have the grid on. Always, and my personal advice is always have the grid on. Because this thing helps so much when you're trying to get shit straight. So, as you can see here, I've marked a bit of the map I'm going to use. And so, we have marked 7 squares across, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares of wide. So we've got 35 squares to work with. And I think that's plenty enough. We're going to end up taking about maybe a quarter of the map, a quarter of the building area. So again, what I've done is I've just marked them off, one at each end, and then right in the middle, 3, 3.5. This is kind of where this one sits. And I usually use like poles or something like that, just because it gives me a nice sign to mark. And I will remove these until the wall is built. And I probably won't remove them until the whole back is actually almost done, because it'll mark the boundary I need. So, what we're going to start with is the wall. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually going to do the wall first. I ain't going to do the pallets first, because sometimes when you do the pallet, it's harder to see the lines, and this is, with all these straight shapes, it's easier to get to see it straight. So we're going to start with our wall. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the wall right across this line. Because this is actually a remake for one of my Far Cry 2 maps. And, with all the controversy behind the Trump wall being built, I thought this would be a kind of cool map. It's probably going to get a lot of clicks. So that's always good for me. A lot of plays. Love plays. If you guys haven't checked it out, I've created 8 maps so far. They're all playable live on the on Far Cry 5, so you can go and check them out. I actually don't know if maps upload to Far Cry 5 if they're cross-console, like PS4 players can only play PS4 created maps or whatever. I don't know if that's true. So, that's actually a great question to ask. All right. So we're gonna start with our wall, and in this game, there's so much to build walls with. So we're actually gonna take a couple minutes, and we're gonna find our right building material, because the wall I'm going to create is not going to be like a fence style wall. It's going to be more like a fortress style wall. We're going to have it'll probably end up being 2 to 3 layers wide, so it won't just be like one layer here. It'll be like one layer, one layer, one layer, because I'm going to want people to be able to run inside it. So we may end up creating pathways or staircases inside the wall. So it's going to be pretty fun. Little secret entrances and stuff like that. So I thought that would be pretty nice. But first we're going to pick our building materials. So let us look through all the shit. Oh, yeah, look at all that stuff. So we'll go to Far Cry 5 first. And here's the thing with building walls, because some of the wall materials I found in objects, but some I've also found in structures. So we're going to have to search through both to find the type of wall we're going to want to use. So I don't think it's agricultural. Let's see, commercial. No, there's nothing here. Governmental extension. No. So this ain't a bad contender for walls. We're going to push this one right there, because that's not bad. You see what I mean? I like this, and then we'll keep this one since it's the lawn variant. So immediately we have a nice looking. You see what I'm going to go for. I'm not going for the traditional fence wall. I'm going to go for the lawn, a more fortress style, castle style wall. Actually, oh shit. Where was that? Because there's a guard tower there. Shit. No, not parks. Damn, where was I? We're actually going to keep this out too because we're going to need flooring inside the wall, but there's going to be the parts that I don't want people to be able to go inside it. We're actually going to keep this out because I like that. See, it's all about finding the kind of tools that you're going to want to keep. Oh yeah, we may push this out over here. What's the difference? Oh my god, literally just that? Okay. We're definitely going to keep a couple prison cages. So you can just stack all these stuff over here, you know. We'll go through later, but I gotta find that. I want to keep a couple of these because I want to have them on the outskirts of the wall. Come on. Where was that walls? Oh, those are walls. This is cool. I could have these as like intermediates between the walls. Yeah. Bam. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. I can see this map becoming really cool. So I think I'm going to end up using that stone. But we're going to go through a couple more just to give you guys some extra examples of what you could do for fortified fortress walls. And building walls, I mean, my wall's going to be a little more complex, but it's still the same thing, regardless if you're building a fence-style wall, if you're building like a garden fence, even for residential stuff, if you're building a military fortification, if you're building something, it's all practically the same shit. The base is the same. Obviously, when you start getting into multi-layered walls, then it becomes a little different, but the base is always the same. So what you can take in this video, when I show you how to do things, you can take that and apply it to, again, a wall around a garden, or a military super bunker wall, or, something like that. It all works the same. So we're actually going to go through still, and we're going to see if we can find any more types of walls. Or anything else. Because actually taking a second to look through all this stuff, I'm telling you guys, it's really, really helpful. You just sit here and you gotta get ideas too. I get ideas all the time when I'm working on other maps, when I see a certain object and it's like, I could do something around there. So actually I think I want to keep this out too. I think I like that object. No fences, we're going to have fences. That's a barbed wire, and then we have our traditional skate park style fence, improvised barrier. Oh, I might actually get a couple of these up here. Might use that later. And then you have your chain link right here, yeah. So you could use chain. I have decided I am going to use that bit of wall right there, and I might combine it with chain link. So we're actually going to keep. We use this. We might actually do some chain link work as well. Are those the same height? Yes, it is. Okay, just without the barbed wire. So I'm going to take actually a couple pieces of this this chain link here. I actually like that fence idea too. We'll take some of this. As you see, I'm stacking these behind the thing because this is, I'm assuming that the first two layers here, this is primarily what's going to take our wall. These first two rows of squares is what's going to hold the wall in place. Alright. Did I put one of the green? Yes, I did. I like that barrier style shit. That's cool. We'll actually go through it again and look for a couple more fence types for you guys to check out there. And we do have the about this. That one. So let's get back up because I swore there was something that I want you guys to see. We're going to objects, military, and then pretty sure they had wallage. It's not. No, I don't think they got anything. And so for either minor fencing like this, you got your white picket fencing, you got your railing, railroad fencing, that kind of stuff. Bar fence. Well, they do have walls. So yeah, so you have your stone wall used for like rich fancy houses, kind of stuff like that. Now we have our more traditional I'm going to put that over here too. I like the look of that wall. So you see, there's a lot of different walls in Far Cry, and I could keep going. Yeah, let's try one more. Let's find one more. Guarantee I could find it. Yeah, walls. So this is the stone wall from Far Cry 4. As you can see, they don't, like, this looks militarial. That doesn't. So, I think that's going to be it for the amount of walls that we encountered today. What we are going to do is we're going to start building. So I'm actually going to use the long one first, because the short one I'm going to want to use when I make gates and that kind of stuff. Because there's going to be, how the wall's going to work is there's going to be 3 tiers, here, here, and here. And the middle tier might not always be there. It might not go consistently through the wall because I don't want people to go in and out. So we'll end up seeing how that works. Because I'm going to include probably at least 2 to 3 secret ways to get into the wall. There's going to be little rooms inside the wall. It'll be really, really nice. So we'll see how that works. And it's all the way around, right? Yes, it is. Okay. So we're going to start building now, and what I'm going to do is, I said it's going to be 3 width long, but I also want it to be high. So I'm thinking 3 high. That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. We'll see how too high looks. So for what I want to do here is I want to take, first off, we're actually going to move this out because that was a little too close. We're going to take this and we're going to make it straight. So what I like to do is go super in close. And here is where those grid lines come into play, because as you can see, leave it here, we are definitely not straight. So what I like to do, click it, lock the camera, and start moving. Because here's the trick. I mean, I get that this initially is a major pain in the ass, but I think we actually got it there. If you fuck this up, your wall will be curved. Basic. Pretty damn simple. You fuck this up, your wall is curved. And I think that's as straight. I'm going to look at it from the ground so I can kind of see. Even the slightest angle will fuck your thing up. Because over the length of the wall, if you have even a slightly off angle, what it's going to do is it's going to create, as this wall continues, that angle will get bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you keep a solid angle at the start, you see we're off by a kilometer right here. You can see that. Bam. Well, actually, I don't know if that's off because we're right. It's pretty consistent all the way through there, isn't it? Maybe we're just not close enough to the... Hold on. Okay, so I'm thinking that's pretty... I think we're actually do a couple more layers, so that's not as big as I thought it'd be. We made it do 5 layers wide. And with the 2 in the middle, the 2 or the possibly even 3 in the middle, not there all the time. So let's look at that, because I think that's not wide enough. I wanna check this out. And see, the good thing about keeping this, yeah, you can see right there. That's why I didn't do the, yeah, we're not completely centered either. That's why I didn't do the palette, because even when you're in explore mode, the check pattern will help you even out your thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this, because we already know where our base is. We're not going to move it, we're just going to move it back. We're not going to move it left or right. We're going to keep it as our base, but I'll know. So unfortunately, we're going to turn the grid lines here off for just a second, so I can even that up. And this menu here, for everyone who doesn't know, this is the, oh, I have it actually off, shit. I'll put it on, right? So now you see the terrain grid is purple as well. That's the terrain grid. So what we're doing is we're going to have to, unfortunately, take a look at it here. Alright. Just needs a smudge in the right direction. So what I want to do is I want to edit the pivot coordinates so that it's right here. And I know where I can move it easily. Right, let's look at that. I still need way more, okay. And again, this is probably, I get it, this is definitely a pain in the ass. But when you get done, a little more, when you finally get done with it, it is 115% worth it. Because I think that did it. Alright. I had to have done it. That was enough. Alright. So as you can see, we have pretty much straightened out, I think, completely with that corner. Obviously, you may be getting confused because we do have this little lack right here, but this could not very well be the width of completely two of these, so you gotta take that into account when you're making your maps. I want to get those purple and blue lines out. I thought that was the... Maybe that's the... Oh, that is the other restriction code. Alright, nice. So, as we can see here, I'm going to move it just slightly. Yeah, so as you can see, bam, you saw the corner there. I'm going to undo what we just did. We are perfectly in sync. Oh, god damn it. There we go. So, this is literally... Oh my god, 4 feet of the wall sinking underneath the map. You serious? Is this wall higher than what it is? Oh my god, okay, we're not gonna do 3 high. So, a lot of the, god damn it. No, oh, definitely not. So why they do this is simply because, oh, let's see if it's lowered all the way in, if it's touching. Let's see here. So why they do that is for people like me who want to build really, really high walls, and that is why they do that. So, okay. Touching the ground pretty nice to me. Alright, so now we're good. Now, again, this takes... The longest part of the wall is right in the beginning because you have to even everything up, square everything off, and make sure that's good. So we're going to put the... terrain lines back on. So I can make sure we're keeping in step here. And again, this is going to be the hardest part of the whole process here. So, as you can see, we've lined up perfectly with our grid. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create the width layers. Like I said, I don't think this is wide enough, so I think 3 is actually a bit too small. We may do 5. So I think we're going to start with 5. Hello, welcome to the stream. We arrived just in time. We're starting to build our wall map, and I'm teaching everyone how to make a wall. So, just to recap quickly, what we've done is we've synced up our first block and evened it out using map grid lines and placements. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create the width of our wall, and again, it's going to be 5 things. We're going to start that now. And we're using the County Jail wall. You can find this wall in the Far Cry 5 section of the editor. And this wall has... There we go. Oops. Let me be sure that's perfectly... I think there's like a minuscule there. I know. So that was perfect the first time around. So you can see now that we've built our second, I'm going to get up the top here. It's pretty simple, our second. Nice. Looks good. Sad about that bump right there. I'm sure it's not without a bump. But there isn't. Okay, so you see that's a little bit of a problem right there. And again, the first section of wall building is gonna have to be over here too, right? Yeah. Yeah, so it's sticking out. It's not completely even. You have to have the first base completely even, or else the whole damn thing will go to shit. So it's just like a millimeter off, and we're gonna correct that right now. So we're gonna go to pivot object. We're going to edit the coordinates. Stop there. Move. We're going to lock the camera. And you can see where I'm fucking up. Is that actually perfect? Oh my fucking god, no it's not. Alright. Again, here's just the hard part. Once we actually get done with this, we can legitimately build the wall. Fucking Kuva. Oh, I think we did it just there. Alright, so that right there is acceptable. all we gotta do is, the pairing up stuff's acceptable. All we gotta do is move this in just to... There, done. And look at it again. We're gonna, this is what best as you can do here. So now you can see that we've had, 2, and I definitely don't think 2 is wide enough. I definitely think we're gonna do 5. But I think 5 will be plenty. So imagine it's like 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I may put 6 just to even it out everywhere. So one more 2 over here, then 2 over here. Yeah, plus 6. And so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to, now that we've got 2 walls, we're going to copy these 2 walls here. And actually, in order to do that, we're going to move this back. And I'll move that back to the starting point in a second. I just got to get room to copy these 2 walls. So we're going to hold R2. And what happens when you hold R2 is that it brings out the highlight wheel, and you're able to highlight multiple objects. So you see it says multiple objects. What we're going to do is we just clone those multiple... What the fuck? What the fuck was that? It's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. What the fuck are you doing over here? Oh, so I guess there's some kind of fucking glitch there with the mechanic. Oh, that sucks. I guess we're going to put all the walls in manually, which is fucking horrible. But okay, I will do it. For you guys. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the walls manually, which I really don't like doing, but... See, because that's actually surprising, because this is the only wall that's done that to me. When you're doing other walls, again, actually, I think I may have nailed that perfect on the first try. Which, I'll be like super tricked, if that's the truth. Oh my god, let's see. Nailed it perfect first try. Oh wow! Really? Perfecto first try? Yes, I fucking did. Holy shit. What about the other side? The other side looks good. That's the obvious benchmark mark we had for the first one, but that's fine. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with and now you guys can see what I mean about the wall starting to come together.
I need to go. Good luck and fun with your YT channel. Goodbye. Emoji victory sign. Emoji waving hand.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you for attending the stream. I'll definitely see you later. So as you can see, everyone, the reason I was such a pain in the fucking balls with the first positioning of the block is because this, which I guess you could call cornerstone, the foundational rock, this is the, as you can see here, and I'll show you in a second, this is the one that's keeping everything even. As you can see, all 3 of the cliffs are even on this purple bar. That's because the one I synced to the grid lines, the one I synced using the palette and the grid lines, that kept everything else straight. So even if it, like here, you could say, oh, that looks kind of curved, power. But it's not, it's just our perception of it. So when we actually get the wall done, it's going to look amazing again. So these 3 actually are important to think, because this is going to be your insides of the wall. The 4th block right here and the 5th block right here, these are just going to be on the different sides of whatever, you know, the different sides of the wall. So they'll see the most they'll be the walls that the players see pretty much. But these three is like the core. Oh, this is really good. Sorry. Well, now that we can't snap these walls, there actually used to be a feature in Far Cry 2 called the snap feature, and what that feature was pretty much. Let's see if I can actually copy all three of these and it doesn't fucking completely go to shit. Yeah, it went to shit. It went to shit. I'll just move that right there. Move this over here. Position that in a second here. But there's actually a tool, and Ubisoft, I want you to bring this tool back. You done fucked up not bringing it back, so I want you to bring it back. And it's called the snap tool. And what it did was, this whole process we're doing right now, we're pairing everything together. This is what the snap tool did. The snap tool originally snapped fences, items, objects, together. So we could, if we were using and it was automatic. It wasn't even a tool, it was just a function. And it would literally, not widthwise. Widthwise you still do yourself, but lengthwise it would. So if I put let's just show you here. So when we start doing stuff like this, the snap tool, if I had it set to on, or snap function, would automatically evenly snap these two together. And I think I managed to do it there perfectly. Not sure. I gotta check this first, make sure this is perfect, this end. Wow, another perfect of the first try. So now you can see our wall kind of start to take shape. Again, that's only like the basic perimeter. We've got a whole bunch of other shit coming your way. Inside seam looks good. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we've got 1, 2, 3. This would be our fourth, and then we'll put one more over here for 5. Well, I guess I did want to do 6. Well, yeah, we'll probably still do 6. This should be one massive wall. So, yeah, Ubisoft, please bring back the snap tool feature. So, creators on their lovely map system like me don't have to spend, a billion fucking hours lining up the projects, because a lot of map makers like me, we have to get it perfect. We can't have even one mistake. It'll just trigger us and we'll never live with ourselves. So we've got, yeah, that's really nice. You see that? So you can see what I mean by our core. So for example, this wall right here will be the border wall on this side. And our core is going to be these 4 blocks here. And I'll show you what I mean in a second so you guys can really see it. Hold on. First we gotta line this block up. So we're actually gonna end up aligning from this side because I've already, see that is not aligned properly. Actually, is it aligned properly? It's very close. But so you see what I mean? Look at that. See all that shit? And then look at it from this angle. And this angle looks almost fucking perfect. Until you look at it from here and you're like, oh shit. So no, that is not good. So that's it. We're going to lock the camera again, and we're going to start moving. And again, this is all pretty much gentle pulls of the trigger, and it's, again, I keep telling this in all my maps, because people just think it's, you know, it's just kids kind of doing fun. Make a map. This is an artist tool. Plain and simple. I think that's perfect. And that's as perfect as I'm going to get it. So, again, it's an artist tool. Every wall is going to be different. Everyone's going to form their walls differently. You may not like forming your walls the way I do. So now I'm going to show you the core of the wall. So again, this is our base, and you will see that it is perfectly straight all the way through, and that is because of our corner wall, our foundation stone. Now all we're going to do is start lining everything up here. I'm actually going to delete that because I don't know why it's putting these things in the air. So the majority part of our wall is practically done. We're going to be able to start building faster because we've got the base set up now. And what I suggest you do, and what I always do, is, yeah, you see that, bam, that's going to fuck us all up, is I go forward and I look for imperfections like that. I just keep popping it through the Explorer mode. So, yep. And again, this map is all around my wall, so I'm taking a lot more time on it than, because it's the main feature of my map, is the wall. So, I'm taking much more time on it than I normally would for a wall. Because it's not like a scenery piece, it's not, you know, just something there, it's the actual map is going to be the wall. So, let's see here. Boop. That's really nice. Yeah, there we go. That one. Alright, that's nice. So now you can see what I mean about, we're going to save here for the first time. Always save your maps. Always sort of save it as A-O... Oh, shit. Oh... The wall. And you know, we're going to put Trump's wall. That'll just more clicks. Sorry to say it, but I love getting those plays in my maps. It makes me feel much better. So here we've got now you can see what I mean by core. So this brick right here, this wall, and this wall are going to be my walls that everyone's going to face. Everyone's going to see. These four here are the core. So you have right here you have this part here ain't going to be always straightforward. So you kind of have to build your towers coming up. Now, I did say I wanted to make this a 3-tiered thing, and I'm not sure about that now. I'm not sure. I want to as these are pretty damn tall. I think 2 is going to be enough. Even 1 may be enough, but I want 2 because I want to have a second floor. So yeah, I think 1's enough for even me, but I do want a second floor, so we're going to have 2. Now, obviously this is going to be a very long project, and so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to showcase all of the map building in this whole thing being built in the thing. What I may do is I may do a live play of it, a live build like I did with PUBG Island. I may do a live build, but for at least this tutorial stream, I ain't gonna bore you guys with the creation because it's pretty much the same shit I've just been doing for the last 20 minutes all the way through. But I will show you the second floor mechanics. I will show you how to create that false floor there and get shit in there and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a second floor here because I want to show you guys how to build rooms inside your wall and that kind of stuff. So here we go. We're going to go bam. Now what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of at least when you build your second floor, take comfort in the fact that you don't have to even anything out. It's all, oh shit. Oops. You don't have to even everything out. It's all super nice. Copy. Lift. There we go, power. Now you're a proper editor. So even raise it. Oh, God damn it. There. Now we're hooked in. So, right, there we go. Again, my advice is never, I mean, you don't have to, show, let's delete that. Shit. Thank God for the easy to understand damn, pivot coordinates. I think that's what's all done fucked up. There we go. No, Kuva. Apparently, for some reason, it keeps forming over there. What about this one? I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's very annoying to me. Probably because it's on the inside, so it's going to keep doing this. What we'll do is we're going to create our... see, that's why I don't want to sit you guys here and make you watch the whole damn thing, because That would be really, really, really tedious. See, I don't like how that Mapmaker does that. Like when you're pushing an object down, sometimes it just slides it forward just a bit. It's fucking stupid. You see, it keeps sliding it down. I don't want sliding down. I just want. Oh my. How do you do that? How does it do that? I don't know. There we go. I lost my damn camera. Alright. So, what we're going to do is create our first little room inside the thing. Now, here on your maps, unless you're removing a piece of the core, you're not going to be able to give entrance to both sides. So, what you want to do, and we'll have, I think we're going to have throughout this wall, there's going to be, I'm thinking of doing 2 hidden rooms that everyone can access, and then 2 rooms that people can only access on their side. So, we're gonna do, and I don't know which side's which, US or Mexico yet. I don't know which side's which. But, we're gonna do one for this side first. So what we're gonna do is we're going to actually, and see, when you're building these rooms, unfortunately, I know for people who don't like clipping, especially me, but when you're building these secret rooms, you're gonna have fucking clipping. It's just something you're gonna have to fucking learn to love, because there's just no way to not have clipping. So we're gonna use this, actually, this little tool right here. And, take this, bring it over here, and we're gonna put it over there for a minute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this one and lift this one up. Oh my god, it actually listened to my damn commands. I am shocked and asundered that you actually did the right thing, Mapmaker. You see what I did there? I just did that fucking thing again. Lock camera, because, again, if you have even one little fucking misstep with this shit, it's gonna harm you. It's gonna harm you. So, we've done that. And now all we're going to do is we're going to take a block here. And we're going to put it right here. In this room, of course, you have to make sure this is even again. And it's not going to match with the outside decor, but, you know, nothing I can do about that, really. Unless I want to lift 3 more down, and I don't. And I couldn't always totally take away the width of the room. I think that's the closest I can get. So as you can see, you see our little room we're making here. I think I'm actually keep this open because I think this actually will be our first little actually I think this may end up being a group room because I can easily just do what I want to do over here. Yeah, this would be a group room. So as you see what I'm doing here. We're going to keep this entrance here in the back because I want people to have AoA secrets all along this wall. As I want people to be able to interact with the wall. So, this is, obviously the room isn't that big. This is pretty much the base room right here. So you can imagine, like, running through here and seeing a guy and saying, blah, 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 blah. I kind of like that. I actually kind of like that a lot. So we're gonna end up doing that. That's what we're gonna do is now that we've created our first room, and again, if you wanted to keep this closed off, which I still may do, I'm not sure I like that background. I don't like that background. We're gonna keep it closed off. All you gotta do, and this is where, unfortunately, you see that clipping right there. You're just gonna have to get used to it, people. I'm sorry. Just take comfort in the fact that the player won't see it. And that's a lot when you're building maps, is if the player doesn't see it, then it don't fucking matter. If the player sees it or the player can perceive it, then it's important to make sure it looks fantastic, beautiful. But none of the players are actually going to be able to see this top bit right here. So, that's just how it is. It's going to look shit. But I'm going to cover, obviously I'm going to have people be able to climb up all the way on top of the tower, the wall, but I'm going to cover this. So people won't be able to see. I'll probably put the first guard tower here, and then no one will see shit. So, now that you've seen our first created room, obviously these two have to remain, and we're going to keep a little bit of a, here, I'll see what I mean. So, you can see our divide. Now we're going to carve the entranceway into the chamber here. We do that by first getting this block all lined up and neat, organized. I think that's perfect. No, we're not. It's not perfect. There we go. Now, as you can see, everyone, we got our 5th wall completion. So now what we're going to do is, and this is literally all there is to it, we're going to rise this wall up. I'm sorry, my bad. I pressed fall to ring. I pressed back, people. Oh my god, okay. I get it perfect. Always searching for that perfect angle. That's what we're gonna do is we have to center that one. Unfortunately, now we're gonna fuck all our centering up because we're going to, and again, pivot coordinates. Just like that. And then we're going to move our map. I'm actually kind of glad for these little pavels too. These little, I don't know why I just call them pavels. I think that's the word for it. These little rivets, these little side stones in the wall here, because it really does help. Now you can see the opening in the wall here. So what I'll do in this case is, again, you can see there's the room, here's the other side. What we're going to end up doing is, unfortunately, these people here, again, this is the disadvantage. You know, they have, well, they'll have 2 rooms to climb, I guess, too, which would be nice. So forget what I just said. I forgot we haven't put the second block there. But this is pretty much how it's going to be. You're going to have, and obviously you got the message, so we're going to put the third block and push it forward till it matches these two. And then down here, I'll probably have maybe a secret ladder, or because I want, hopefully they see these secrets here, and I'll have like a little, probably grapple ledge there. Be able to climb up and then hit right inside there and figure out what's ever in there, and, you know, do it that way. Because while I am going to use, because I've cornered off quite a few squares. I think for the size of my wall now, I'm not going to need that many squares. I think I overestimated just a bit. Because the wall is pretty much going to take, it's as wide as it's going to be. So this is how it's going to be all the way throughout. And then I think what I'm going to end up doing is we'll bring it in all up to like right here. So I think it's a little too wide. We'll see. It's good, however, to mark a wide boundary, but that's because you can see that it has. Shit, this is the divider pillar. So you can ask, why don't you move this pillar up with those? Because this is the divider pillar. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to, if we can copy that, that'd be great. I think that's, try to leave it. I'm going to go a little faster now because I've been going slow just to give you guys like the test to, oh yeah. Just so you guys can get the demonstration. It's really good. So now we're going to do is the same thing we did on this side, which, and let's see, hopefully we can copy this. Yes, we can. And here's where it's a little tricky because we can't balance this against the other rock. So what we have to do is do our best to get an exact match. That's why I love how these little squares throughout the molding on top of the concrete there. If I line up little square by little square, I can see here Then I went about halfway through the little square, and I can see here that I've equaled the little square. So obviously this is not as long as that, and it's off. So that's why I like the little squares. As you can see, we're not halfway up there yet. So I'd say it's pretty much halfway. And let's make sure everything lines up right. Obviously, again, here's a major thing. See, we thought we lined up correctly. But there's that fucking, I can see through the wall right now. It's not good. Oh shit, I can see on this side too. So obviously, we done fucked up. And again, I'm a perfectionist, but here's the thing, we didn't really fuck up. It's because the top ledge of the wall there, this sticks out about an inch. And so all our things were even, it was just, that top ledge was killing us there. So again, now you can see that we've eliminated that peephole into the world on both sides. Now you can start to see our room come to fruition here. We gotta make the second one here. But beyond for that, the room is pretty much done. A little secret room here. We're gonna copy and paste this thing. I know that's not right, so we're gonna oh, no shit, no shit. Yes, it does favor that side. So you can see, what I was right before was this is, all this is the double room here. It favors this side. Because this side has an extra fit to climb. So unfortunately, we have to continue here. And now we're going to do that is we're going to eventually to line this up with the rest of the wall. Oh, okay, so there's that. And so I'm going to show you guys something here. When you're building your second floor, you see I've lined that up fucking perfectly. But you can still see an inch through the gap right there. Well, some players might not give a shit about that, but I do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up micro spanning that just a bit. I'm gonna put it right inside there. Close it up just a smidge. And actually we can't because we have to. I was just looking at it. We have to close this gap off here within the wall, so this has to be closed. And so your wall may have some unwanted deviations because of rooms. So I think it'd be, like I said, I was making that big fuss about having it straight initially because it's going to be straight. But in addition, it's also going to have you know, that sad the sad fact that some of it will be a little bit wonky because of the fact that you're making rooms with inside of it. But you'll see. See, again, a little wonky. Because again, while we've raised it perfectly, the simple fact remains that these bevels right here raise an inch off the regular platform, and they're width of the regular. They're like an inch or what is that? 2 inches wider than the base of our buildings. Done. So again, little patches like that, I don't mind them because the player's not going to really see this. And we'll paste shit over here, and I'm gonna set it so that you can't go around the wall. I ain't gonna span the whole damn map with the wall, but I'm gonna set it so that there's that it's out of bounds. And the players are actually going to start we may end up making gated communities so they don't go around the wall. But that's for the live build. I'll show you guys that in live build. So as you can see here, now our thing is done complete. And we have here, you know, our actually I guess it's not complete yet. Let me add this wall here. Closer so I can see a little better. Alright, so now you can see that we have our map, and we have our placement. So what we're going to do here, quickly right here, is we're going to say, let's see, What am I doing? Oh shit, we're gonna go to new objects. Go down to gameplay, go down to climbing navigation, climbable ledges, and we're going to pick, grapple ledge. L2 so we can edit and, move it right off the start. We don't have to select it first. Right in there. Good, and I like that, so we just copied it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go on the other side here. Put this like here. And we'll go in just like that. And we should be able to, pretty easily, raffle up here. And we're in the room. Alright. And I'll show you, as I showed before we leave, how we're going to cover that shit. And so we're in the room here again. Climb up this one, so this side you can climb too. See, you see what I meant? They got a bit more of a disadvantage because they've got three tiers to go across instead of two. But it is what it is. I think it's gonna be really fun. So now that we've done that, I'm going to show you how we cover the wall. Because what I want this wall to be is kind of like a ruined wall, sort of. There's going to be secrets and entrances, and it's like the coyotes have attacked Trump's wall to figure out how to get through it and around it, and that's the whole theme, is it's going to be broken in some parts, and it's going to be pretty nice. So for the, I kind of want it to have like a little bit of an under construction kind of look. Like it's been assaulted on numerous times. So what we're going to do here is, we're actually going to go and this is one of my new favorite tools from the Far Cry, from Far Cry Arcade, this new map editor they've got here. One of my favorite tools is generic shapes. And I love platforms. And so we've got a beautiful platform here. Now, what I'm going to do is very simple. Erase the platform. And so, like I said, I want kind of a little under construction look, and what I want to do is I want to leave it, maybe leave this part open, or maybe not. Because you guys, you can see it gets a little darker at certain spots. So, what I want to do is go back to the arcade. Yeah. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and we're going to actually change it. So, in these generic shapes, you can actually change the pattern. So you see brick cinder block here. That's pretty similar to what we have here. Well, actually, the concrete's similar. So we can go to concrete. That's really similar. That's super similar. So it's your concrete segmental, or concrete old. No, that's not that. Concrete cracked. I actually think I like the cracked better, so I think we're gonna, go with the cracked. And what we'll do is we'll just copy. And again, with this map, players are gonna have to live the texture, because that's just how it's gonna be. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and forever and dictate all this shit. Again, though, it is important to keep your maps, keep your rooms from other people getting access to them. That's the whole thing of the damn map. It's all about, getting them to have access. And I don't know how much access we'll let them have to the top of this thing. I'm not sure. I think what we'll do is we'll let them have access to certain parts on top. And that'll be it, like guard stations, all that kind of stuff. So now you've seen pretty much, again, we're just going to copy paste, go right through here, drop this down just a bit, pick it back up, drop it down. Actually, no, I don't know. Oh, shit. I might not do it that way. Headset died, unfortunately. Thing only lasts 20 minutes of charge now. You're horrible. I get a new one. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add in the add in more generic shapes. Platforms, so obviously you can see they have different shapes of generic shapes. So depending on how lazy you are, or how not lazy you are, you can pretty much make almost anything you want with these generic shape maps. So we're going to go with our concrete cracked. And what we're going to do is we're going to move it into position here. Not here because I want people to see the entranceway, but right here. So we'll do copy this. And all we're doing is keep bringing it over. Yeah, as you can see, that's why I want to do the whole thing. You can see here in a second. So you can see the whole thing gets a little dark. Being shaded, so. I may end up putting some lights in here. Who knows what we're going to end up putting in here. I think this room's going to be like a little coyote den. I think you'll have like little refugees and maybe some civilians inside the wall. Oh, I can't put civilians on TDM maps. Damn it. I should have made this probably an outpost. But I want the TDM, so we're going to do TDM. Alrighty. So now you can pretty much see again what we're just going to keep doing is we're just going to keep hammering away. Now beyond for this, yeah, we're only doing 2 files. That's kind of why I may end up doing a third. I don't know, because if you do a third, you can hide a lot of the clipping. You know, they won't see shit for clipping. But who knows? It depends on what I want to do. You can do a third layer, you don't have to do a third layer. But I'm going to decide later. And you guys you've watched my streams long enough. You know how I like to make maps. I'm very spontaneous. You know, I'll think I want to do it one way, and then 2 minutes later I want to do it the complete next way. And that's just who I am. That's why I think, and personally, I think it's what makes my maps so fun. Is that way of thinking and doing things. And I'm thinking I really don't like seeing the clip here. I know it's a fucking not a thing. So I think I am gonna build a third layer. Oh, lovely! That's gonna be a fun project. A third fucking layer. All right, so that is going to be that for that building. So now the secret is fully done. We've got our wall, a portion of our wall built. And as you can see, you know, we're gonna go into the secret now. As you can see, we've started building the secret all nice for everybody. So the secret's here. This is a secret room. You know, blah 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 blah. Head out. And again, some maps you make for. You know, scenery and beauty and that kind of stuff. And some maps you make for pure gameplay. This is going to be a gameplay map. Fun little secrets inside the wall. It's Trump's wall. I'm going to put the words Trump on the American side. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up using, like, they have this flat case of gold bars. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to end up, or I may just use generic shapes. Yeah, I think I may just use generic shapes and write his name in gold color along the side of the wall. People are going to love it. Alright, so that's pretty much it there. And then I'm gonna build one more segment on the wall so you guys can kind of see how it's going to advance. So yeah, we'll build one more segment of the wall here. And then I'm going to show you how to place a couple structures. Just so you guys can see. The closest I'm going to get. That placement was absolutely perfect. Here we go. Now here's an important part that you guys should know of. Since we did our secret, we pushed this forward, which means this piece of wall also is pushed forward. So unfortunately what that means is, I don't want to, especially on the outer wall. On the inner wall you can push it in if you want, but on the outer wall, all that means is we might have to make our map a little bit longer than our wall a little bit longer than we originally anticipated, because I ain't going to have it clipping on the outside. I definitely don't want outside clipping. So that's just how it's going to have to be. Here's the other little thing too, that well, you're going to come into contact with. Let me make sure that wall's straight. As straight as it could be, realistically. We've created a hole. That will happen, especially with secrets. So what I could do is create, when I go to the top here, I could keep that hole attached like that and put something down there, or, you know, what I may do is I may put a little arrow and put like Osama's hole or something like there. It's just some kind of funny little thing. So who knows what we're going to put down there, but that's an option. You can either cover up with a generic shape, or you could actually use it. I think I'm going to end up using it, so I think we'll keep the hole there. Alright, so again, since these outside walls are super important, you have to line these up really well. God damn it, I hate the whole pivot system here. It's killing me right now. See it. Little bed's not good, we gotta have it out. You see, there is a bit of a gap here, but since this is a inner wall, it won't matter. So now you can see pretty much what we have here. I pushed the wall by 1 block so you guys can see how it would continue on. It would continue on just like this. So if you want to do it this way, or if you want to do a third level, I still haven't decided really for sure if I'm going to do a third level yet. But oh, cool. I want to see how this is going. Oh, yeah, this is going to look sweet. And I think, what, I may end up doing a third level after all, because I really want this to work out. I can imagine how cool that is right here. But like right here, actually no, I'd have to go in a little deeper with it. So, but like right there, now you can start to see what I'm talking about, and you actually go up inside this motherfucker. We have to lower it. You see all the clipping. Oh, it hurts my eyes, but that's a side effect of what you get here. You get clippage. Yeah, man, I'm doing sniper rifles up in here, other stuff in here. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Sorry if I sound sick, because I am. So this is the beginning of our wall, and now that we've got the wall, we can change the palette. The palette doesn't matter now. Now that we've got the base shape for our wall underground. But I don't think I am. I think I'm going to wait until I get the whole wall done, and then we'll change the palette. But so as you can see, I placed the structure here, and as you can see, what we got down is a little bit off level with everything. So what you gotta do is you gotta just hammer it in on down. Now it's level with everything, and that's pretty much how placing structures works. And I'm gonna go over here and show you how to place another one. Again, pretty easy. So I think what we're gonna do is, and I'm gonna put an American flag over here or something. I think this will be the American side, and this will be the Mexican side. So what I want to do is we're going to put this little shacky trailer over here on the Mexican side. Think of it kind of like a official, I don't know, Border Patrol office. There we go, Mexican Border Patrol office. So when you're placing objects, here's your menu. So you have the ability to move it, and this can move it from the right stick. The right stick moves the object, the left stick moves the camera. So let's just add this object up. Now we're going to turn it because I think it's a little off kilter. Well, not by much, just by a smidge. And then R2 to rotate. Now, when you rotate like this, it rotates it all the way around, obviously. That looks nice. Now, when you're holding the R2, if you press L2, you can change the axis, and it'll go over like this. And we're gonna put that. Then you change the axis again, and it'll roll over this way. You can also hold R1 and now bring it up or down. You can also press square, and it will select similar objects. I still don't really know what those similar objects buttons are. Actually, we're not as straight as I was hoping for. That's pretty straight. So we can add the pivot coordinates. This is where the point where the thing pivots for you. And then you can add the coordinates of the actual object on the map. I never do this because I have no idea. I'll show you guys. Like, you don't even need, you can just edit it this way. And I just, straightened it out. So. Alright. Definitely do not feel good. But I will endure for you guys. So, that's that. Now, when you're making terrain, so if you have like different level terrain, you can press left stick or left on the D-pad, and that will the building will arc itself, or the structure will arc itself to the terrain you're on. You can also press down, and that will drop. And we can't do it here because we have a flat terrain. We're already on the ground level. But if you press down on an object in the air, we'll show you here. It drops it right to the ground. Now here's one of my fun objects that I use all the time. When you've selected an item, just press right on the D-pad, and that will duplicate the item. It will also duplicate it in the exact state the first item's in. So if you have the first item curved or whatever, I'll show you here. So we're going to duplicate it in the exact same state that that's in. And then here is circles just to deselect. Now, a cool little thing, and I'm just going to put something in the game just so you guys can see it. Right here, a little bearing on my painting, whatever. So when we place an item in from objects or whatever, you can press R2 to rotate it on the screen, and then you can press X to just place, or you can press L2 and that'll bring it right to this editing menu here.
Reeb.
Oh my god.
It's torn.
That's my sip. Go away, sister, I'm streaming.
But there's someone who wants to see you.
Oh my god. Hold on. I'm almost done with my stream. So that's going to be it for this stream, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little wall tutorial and structure placement tutorial. Stay tuned. I think I am going to do a live build of this map, so you can watch me build the rest of the wall if you want to be bored off your ass. And I will see you all again next time.